So first of all, good morning everyone. Welcome to this video. And today basically we are just going to discussing about a very interesting topic, that is a function in a C programming world. Okay. So what is the function we are going to see here? So we can see that today what we are going to delivering, what we are going to discussing today. So we can see that first point is the why we are going to learning about the function, because as you know that if we are going to learning anything, then we must have to understand that why we are going to learning that points. Okay, and then all these things we can understand very easy way. So first of all we will understand that why we are going to learning the function, that what is the function funda, about all these things we will clear here. And also you can say that what is the advantages of the function we are going to see here. Okay, and after that we are going to see that we will see that what is the disadvantages of the functions. What is the disadvantages of the function means what is the limitation of the function, you can also say. Okay, and the third point is that we will define the function, that what is the meaning of the function, bro, we will see here. Okay, and the 3.1 point is the library function. Okay, and also we will see that what is the library functions. And after that then we will see that the fourth point is the syntax of the function in a C. Okay, we will see that what is the syntax for the function in a C programming world. Okay, and then we will see that declaration of the function, defining the function, and the calling the function. Okay, so let's come on the screen that what is the funda, all these things. Okay, so here we can see that we have the one websites where all these things is delivered. Okay, written already. So we can see here, we can see that what is the advantages of the function in a C programming world. Okay, so we can see in a first point is the function. What is the advantages? The first advantages of the functions in a C programming, that the function can reduce the repetition of the same statement in the program. Okay, so how is it working, we will see all these things through the code, so don't worry for that. Okay, so I will clear all these doubts whatever is coming in your brain, so don't let me down. Okay, so after that we are going to see that the second advantages of the function is the function makes code readable. Okay, means we are going to reduce the repetition of the statements, then what will be happen, our code will be also readable. Okay, and also we are going to give the our declare our function name, so also this one is going to readable for our program. Okay, and after that by providing modularity of to our program. Okay, so this one is going to say that readable for the, this one is used for the readable our program, and this one is going to say the for reduce the repetition of the same work. Okay, and here this one is point, third one point is going to say that there is no fixed number of calling functions, it can be called as many times as you want. So this one is going to say, bro, that you can call function again and again and again. Okay, so don't worry that how much you can call, you can call in times. Okay, so I hope that you have the clarity. You can also create the in time of the functions. Okay, in type of the function, and you can also call again and again in time. Okay, same function also you can call, so there is no any limitations. And after that I want to say you something, the functions reduces the size of the program. This one is also going to same as you know that this one is going to same as the first one point, it is reducing the repetition of the same statement in the program. So here you can also see that the function reduces the size of the program. Okay, as you know that what is the sizes is just like as you know that character and the anything data is containing the some size. Okay, in the byte maybe, bit maybe, or kb maybe, in the mb or the gb or the db. Okay, so all these data is containing some sizes. So this one is going to say that the function reduces the size. It is 100% right here, because here we are going to reducing the repetition of the works. So this one is going to reduce also the size of the program. Okay, so I hope that you have the clarity. And after that the fifth one point is that once the function is declared, you can just use it without thinking about the internal working of the function. Okay, we must have to only and only declare and the defining the function, we must have to only do all do these two things. Okay, declare and defining the function and the calling function. Okay, And after that we never think about that, we should never think about that what will be the internal working of the function. All these things will be controlled by the compiler. Okay, that is a compiler is a very interesting thing, yeah. Without compiler all these things will be never. Okay, and main function will be there. Inside main function we will call our function, and all these things we will see through the codes. Okay, so don't worry. And here we can see that disadvantages. What is the disadvantages for the function in the C programming world? So we can see that some little bits of the disadvantages is also. Okay, so can't return multiple values, this one is going to say. Yes, this is right. You know that main function is by default integer type of the returning type is there. Okay, so we must have to understand that we are going to return type only and only one value. We can't return the multiple values at a time. Okay, in any function, that is a, maybe the system defined function or maybe also your user defined function. So there is no anything things that you must have to only and only one values you can return. Okay, and after that the second point is memory and time overhead due to a stack frame. So this one is going to say that memory and you know that C program is the 95 or 97% the compile time. So that is the main reason that our memory will be overhead. Okay, and after that I want to say you that also one disadvantages of the function, that what is the disadvantages, that we can't use our function without the main function. Okay, so you can also say that this one is a dependent function. Okay, so I hope that you have the clarity. So let's come on the screen that how can we say that all these things through the course we will prove. Okay, so don't worry that how we have to say to, I've already said to you that all these things, so I will prove. Okay, so don't worry for that. So I'm just opening our code blocks IDE. So here we have the one. I hope also that you have the code blocks IDE or any types of the IDE. That is the IDE what? Integrated development environment. This one is going to providing one environment where we are going to writing the source code for the execution of the source code. Okay. So here we have the create a new project option, and then console application we are going to clicking, and then here we are going to choosing the C. Okay, because we will writing the source code in the C. Okay, that is a functions declaration and all these things we will see here. Disadvantages, advantages, and the calling the function, all these things we will see in the C program. So after the choosing the C, we are going to giving the project title. After entering we will get this window, that is a project title. This one is going to get in. So I'm just giving the project title as a advantage adv and this adv in the C of functions in C. Okay, and then next, and after that we must have to finish. So here we can see that our project have to the created here. Okay, and then we will choose the main.c file is here. Okay, after double clicking, this one is going to open. Here we must have to double click. Okay, and then this one will be open. So I want to say you that this one is the by default codes. Okay, so this one is the main function. I have already said to you that one and only one returning values here, that is a 0 is here. Okay, and again I am wanting passing the 99. So what will be happen, we will see. Okay, so we can see that warning is here, that left hand operator to comma and all these things, so no effect. So I want to pass here again the I. So what will be happen, we will get the some errors. Okay, so I am just giving as a character. So what will be happen, okay, so when we will pass the, we will return the multiple values, we will get the warning. So this one is the also one disadvantages for the our functions. Okay, that is a limitation of the function is here. So I've already discussed it with you that what is the, okay, so here we can see that no any types of the warnings here, no any warnings. Okay, because only and only one return type is passing here, we are going to returning here. Okay, because here only and only one returning values, only and only return by type is a only integer. So we must have to return the integer value, no any characters on anything. Okay, So I hope that you have the clarity. So this one is going to say that this one is the funda, this one is the syntax of the defining the function. Okay, so this one is going to calling the function defining. Okay, called defining the function. And after that I want to say you that here we have the main function. So what am I want to say you that advantages and the disadvantages. So first advantages is here that the function can reduce the repetition of the same work. Okay, so let's see that how all these things will be happen. So I'm just creating one function that is a user defined. Okay, so I will discuss with you that what is the user defined and all these things in the next videos. So don't worry about that, you must have to focus only the some logics here whatever I'm just going to writing here. Okay, gradually. So here we can see that I have to create one function that is a fun one is I am just taking as a variable, and you can also say is the fact function am I have to take in. Okay, and after that what am I want to say, I am just creating here the one arithmetic operation I want to perform here. Okay, so I am just taking the integer a value and I have to assign the 10, and again I am just taking the b and I have to assign the 20, and then what am I want to see, what I want to see the result, I want to get the result as arithmetic formations operations. So let's perform the operations. Okay, so what am I want to do, I'm just taking the another variable, it is a integer add. Okay, and subtraction for subtraction sub, and then multiple, that is a mul for the multiplication, and division, and the modulus I have to take in. Okay, and after that what I want to see that I'm just going to addition operation on the add variable and the sum. Okay, and the sub, sorry for that, sub on the sub variable I'm just performing the subtraction. Okay, and the multiplication I'm just going to perform the multiplication operation. Okay, and the division I am perform the division operation, that is a m divided by b. And after that I want to perform the modulus operation on the mod variable using the modulus operator here. Okay, and v is here, and then semicolon. And after that what am I going to do here, I'm just going to again and again modulus t modulus t modulus d and modulus t 5 times, because the 5 time we will get the our result. Okay, we will get the integer types of the result again and again, so that's why we have to use the 5 time our modulus d we will use for the format specifier. Format specifier is what, as you know already, that format specifier is what format of the data. Okay, so I want to get the data as an integer, so I have to use the modulus d modulus d modulus d again and again, and backslash n is for the new line. Okay, our cursor will move to the next line after the this, after compiler we come here. Okay, and then print the value for the d, and after that what will be happen, this one is going to the next line with the help of the backslash n. Okay, so this one is the funda about it. And after that here we will get some error because the add will be here, no add. Okay, so here we can see. And after that I want to see that the result of the add and the subtraction and the multiplication and then division. Okay, and then modulus. So what will be result we are going to see. Okay, so I'm just calling this function because as you know that this function is just like a side function of user function, user defined function, and this one is a system defined function. So sorry for that, sorry, this one is a system defined function, that is a main function, and this one is a our user defined function. Okay, so let's, we are going to calling here. So this one is a syntax for the calling. Okay, and this one is a syntax for the, you can say that, defining. Okay, and this one is a syntax for the, I'm just declaring the function, that is a function one I have to declare here. So this is the function declaration. Okay, and this one is the function definition, and this one is the function calling. So I hope that you have clarity all these things. So let's compile this source code. So I have to compile, no any types of the warning, no any types of the errors, and the execution time is 0 and 0. Okay, and after that control F10, so we'll get the values here, we can see. Okay, so what I am want to see, I see that if we have the values get it, that is a 30. First time we have to got it 30 for the addition operation, because addition is 10 and 20 have to the sum, and find the value that is a 10 and 20 is going to sum, and the 30 is will be our output. Okay, and then what am I going to do perform the expression? 10 is going to subtraction by the v, so 10 minus 20 equal to minus 10 will be happen, and 10 equal to 10 and multiply with the 20, 200 will be there, so 200 is here. And after that, if the 10 is going to divided by 20, so what will when we will get the decimals values. So here this one is going to taking as a integer, so 0 point something like this will be here, 0.05 something like this. Okay, that is the this one is because 20 is going to dividing by the 10 is going to dividing by the 20, so that's why this one will be there. So for the integer value, this one is our compiler we understand that is a 0. Okay, so that's why we will get the 0 value here. And after that we are going to see that what are we going to do. So a modulus b, so I know that what is the funda of the modulus operator. So if the modulus operator, if we are going to perform any operation, so if a will be greater than the v, okay, so what at that time what will be happen in the modulus case, a will be our answer. Okay, and if a will be less than v, so our remainder will be remainder. Okay, so this one is the funda about that. This one is also reminder, you can see reminder. So I hope that you have the clarity on these things, right? What is the meaning of the modulus operators and all these things operation, that is the arithmetic operation we have to perform. So what am I finally want to say you? Do you know that I have to call this function one time? So I have to call one time, so I have to got it also one time only, and only our result. So I want to again and again I want to call. So how can we do that? Okay, so I want to call again, so this one is going to do that. So again we have to perform the all these operations. Okay, so if you want to do all these things in the main functions, so we must have to do that again and again. So let's I am just performing this one operation, that is the int add, and I have to assign the a plus b. No, I am just taking literal already, I'm just taking literals again and again. So for the addition I have to return here 10 and 10. Okay, so what's happening here, one time our add will be here, addition will be performed here, and then I have to print the addition here. Okay, so addition will be print here. So if you want to perform the different types of the operations, so at a time int sum, and then sub. Okay, and then I will 20 minus 10, and then 10 will be also here. So again and again I must have to write the source codes for that. Okay, so sub will be print here. So I want to say you that if we have to retain these fourth line codes, so again if we want to perform this operation, so how can we do that? We must have to write again this code we must have to write here, and then all these things will be performed. Means our memory efficiency will be very low. Okay, means I want to say that our memory performance will be decreased. Okay, so that's why we must have to use the functions, that is a user defined function we must have to use for the again and again we are going to calling one time. I'm just calling, I'm just writing one line, and this one is going to perform all these operation again. Okay, so what's happening here internally, I want to say you something. Okay, so you can see that again and again this one is going to calling. In the last we have to got it the 10 0, sorry for that, we have to got it 20 and 10 in the main function, because here we have to addition perform and the subtraction perform we have to. Okay, so if you want to do that, if you want to perform this operation in a single line, so how can we do?
we can't do, bro, because in the main function we can't do in the C programming world. So that's why we have to provide it, that is a function, that is a user defined function they have to provide us. Okay, so I hope that you have the clarity that why we are going to use the functions, that is user defined functions. Okay, so I hope that you have the clarity. And after that I want to show you something, that how all these things is working. Okay, so first of all, compiler, suppose this cursor is just like a compiler. Okay, so compiler is coming here, and this one is going to see that here no any gates here, our gate is open. Okay, so this one is the symbol of the opening our gates. Okay, means our block is opening. So our compiler will be come here and come here and then seed, and then our compiler will be sad that our we have to call the function, that is a fun one we have to call. So at a time what will be happen, our fun one, that is a function, will be called, because compiler is here, and if it will be see that we have to call this function, at a time what will be happen, this will be jump directly to this function. Okay, this one will be find that where the function is declared, where the function is defined. So this one is going to find here. Oh, here we have to define, we have to declare, and here we have to define. Okay, so after that this one is going to searching, and after searching this one is going to executing all these source codes of this block of this our our functions. And after that what's happening here, the second time after compiler, as you know that compiler is coming top to bottom and the left to right. So left to right, this one is here right now. Okay, and after that what will be happen, this one will come here. Okay, so again this one is going to see that fun one is here, again we are going to calling. So oh yeah, we are going to calling again. So compiler will not think about that why we are going to calling again and again. So that one we call, that one we also perform the all this operation again and again. So this one is going to jump again here, and then all these things is going to executing again and again. So this one is the funda about the function calling, and the function defining is here, and the function declaration is here. Okay, so I hope that you have the clarity of these things, and what is the advantages we have to see, that is here we okay. So what is the second, the function makes code readable. So how can we say that our function is readable, bro? So first of all, that we have to perform the operation again and again in a single codes, in a single line of codes. So that's why we can say that readable. Okay, and also second point is here, that if any program is coming and in your home, okay, and at that time what will be happen, you will give your laptop or to that person. Okay, so at a time what will be happen, this one is going to, that one is going to check your laptop. At a time this one, that one is going to see that this program. So at a time what will be happen, this one is going to see this declaration. So at that time that one is going to understand, okay, you are very smart, you have to declare that function, and you will also perform the some operations, or you will use this, you will defining the functions, that person will be understand. Okay, so that's why we can see that if we will not declare this function, okay, so at that time what will be happen, our programmers will be confused. So many persons will be confused that what have you done here. Okay, so fun one I have to take in here, you can also take as a arithmetic, that at that time what will be happen, I'm just taking that is a arithmetic. Okay, arithmetic. So at a time what will happen, at that time program will be understand that arithmetic operation is going to performing here. Okay, and again we are going to calling here arithmetic and arithmetic. Okay, so arithmetic I am just going to calling again and again. So this one is the funda about the functions calling and the function defining and all these things here. Okay, so at a time our programmer will be our that programmer, which one I have to come here and going to check our program understand very easily. Okay, and if we will do this one, that is a declare our function. So at a time what will be happen, that will be understand very and very quickly that we have to declare, when we have to declare. Okay, So this one is the funda about the declaration of the functions and the defining the functions and all these things here. Okay, so I hope that you have the clarity of these things. So this one is a readable, this one is going to making our program readable. Okay, so this one is a fun about the readability. And the third point is here that there is no fixed number of calling function, it can be called as many times as you want. So this one is the advantages that there is no any limitations bro, that how many times you are going to calling your function again and again and again. Okay, so let's see. I'm just calling I'm just sorry for that, I'm just calling this function again and again. Let's see, I'm just calling this function again and again and again. So at a time what will be happen, our compiler will never confuse, all these things will be executed by our program, our compiler. Okay, so this is the main funda that our program is again and again executing, arithmetic operation is performing and our output is getting here. So I hope that you have the clarity that in numbers of calling we can do. Okay, so this one is the funda that in numbers of calling function is no any limitations here. Okay, and the fourth one is going to say that the function reduce the size of the program. Means what are we going to do here? We are going to calling our function again and again for the perform the same operation or anytime the repetition of the works. We are going to calling again and again for the repetition work. So this one is going to our reduce the our program size. Okay, so this is the funda about that, this one is going to reduce the program of our size of the program. Okay, so fifth one point is going to say that the once the function is declared, you can just use it without thinking. Okay, so what are you going to do here? We are just giving the task, all these tasks for the our compiler. Our compiler is going to understand all these things that whatever we have to done here. Okay, arithmetic operation again and again we are going to call and all these things performing here. Okay, so I hope that you have the clarity of these things whatever we have done in this video. And after that here we are going to see that the disadvantages is going to say that cannot return multiple values. Okay, so because the first time we have to see that we can't return again multiple values here. So here we have to take in the void types of the returning type. So I'm just taking the integer. Void means what? Return type is void means you will not return anything. Okay, if you want to don't if you don't want to return any values, so at a time you will use the void return type. Okay, and here I'm just going to taking the integer. So I'm just that's the reason that I'm just going to returning the any integer values. Okay, and then I want to also return the one character values, so at that time we will get the warnings just like errors you can also say here. So that's the main reason that we are not going to again and again we are not going to perform that, we are not going to do that. Okay, so that's the funda about that. And after that I want to say you that the second disadvantages of the function is the memory and time overhead due to stack frame allocation and transform the program. So this is the disadvantages for the CL. So you can say because this is not the runtime environment, this one is just like a compile time, all these things are the compile time 95%. Okay, so that's the reason that this one is going to say. And the third point I have to say to you that the third disadvantage is that our program, our function is the independent, our user defined function is dependent for our main function. Okay, so this is the first, so we have to already discussed that what is the advantages of the functions in a C programming and what is the disadvantages also of the function. Okay, so after that we are going to discussing that what is the function in a C, means we will defining about the function. Okay, we are going to defining the function and after that we will see that what is the library functions and what is the syntax for the function. Okay, means declaration of the function, defining the function and the calling function, what it will be syntax. Okay, so let's see, we are going to our websites. So here we can see that what is the function. So function is nothing but a function is a set of the codes, set of statements
which one is going to, when we are going to call our function, that one is going to perform the some specific task. Okay, so you can say that function is nothing but a function is just like a set of the statement, set of codes. When we are going to call our function, which one is going to perform the some specific task, this one is the meaning of the function. Okay, and this is, it is basic building of the our C programming. This is the, I want to say you that here this line is only the definition. Okay, but if you want to include, you can also include some extra, but this is, so this is this line is a waiter for the definition of the C, that is a function. Okay, so after that, here we can see that it is a the basic building block of a C program. This one is also called the basic building of the C program, because without the C, without the functions, we can't do anything in our program. Okay, we must have the main functions, and we must have also the user defined function also for the reusability of our codes and all these things. Okay, and this is provide the modularity and the code reusability. Okay, so all these things is providing by this, because the reusability, because we are going to again and again, we are going to calling the functions. Okay, so this is the fun about that. So let's say see that what is the we have to see that what is the meaning of the function. So function is nothing but a set of the code. So how can we say that that one is a set of codes? So as you know that here we have the return type of the function, that is an integer type. So we have to return here 100, or any values you can return here, 0 1 2 3, anything etc you can return here. Okay, but must be the integer values. And here we have the arithmetic is the our function name. Okay, and here we have to the declare the some variables and perform the operation. So all these things will be called the defining the function. Okay, and this one is going to declaring the function, and this one is going to call the calling the function. So these are the codes, these are the statements, these are the tasks. Okay, because this one is going to performing some task, this one is going to performing some task. So that one is, that's the main reason that we can also say that this one is a task, this one is a one instruction for our computer. Okay, so these are the things that whatever we are want to say that we can say. Okay, so that's the main reason that we can say that function is nothing but a function is a set of the code, set of the codes, set of the instructions, set of the tasks. Okay, so that one is whenever we are going to call our function, that one is going to perform that our specific task. Okay, so this is the our for our definition for the C program, for the functions in a C. Okay, so after that, I want to show you something, that what is the syntax for the but before that we must have to discuss that what is the libraries in a libraries function. Okay, so I want to say you that here we have the library functions. These are the library header files, that is also you can say that is a functions. This one is going to containing the a lot of the functions, library function is containing here. Okay, has include stdio.h, means this one is a header files, h means header. Okay, and especially this one is only header file, this one is a library header file. Okay, and this one is the header file, and this one is the library file. So why we are going to include, because the main reason is here that the header file means file which one is going to retain include on the top of our program, that will be called the header file. Okay, and here we have the input output. As you know that whatever we are going to do with our computer, all these things are input and output operations. Okay, so because here also we are going to perform the operations and getting the printing the values on the console screen. So that means the output, and we have to input the through the codes 10 and 20 values. So all these are the inputs. So a standard input output, because these are the standard things, means console screen is also a standard. And for the output devices and for the input devices, we have the mouses, we have the all these things for the writing anything, that is a keyboard and the mouses. Okay, joysticks. So all these things are the standard input devices. So mainly standard devices for the computer, we have the keyboards, and the second one is the mouses. Okay, so these are two things is the called the standard input devices.
And after that, here we have the one method, that is a function, you can say. So we have to define that what is the meaning of the function. So after that, we are going to defining that what is the what is the function, that is the libraries functions. Okay, so library header files contains the libraries functions. Okay, so this one is going to containing the one and one declaration of the functions. This one is going to declaration of functions. Okay, so whatever we are going to use in our program, so as you know that what is the meaning of the function is here. Also you can see that print f means print function. Okay, and this one is the symbol of the function. Here we can see this one is a closing, and this one is a opening round bracket. So this is the meaning of the function. When we are going to see any function, that this one will be included there. Okay, so we have the lot of the functions, that is the size of function. That one is used for the find the size of the function, size of the our variable data. Okay, so here we can see that we are going to printing the value of the for the size. Okay, so I am just printing the size of operator. I'm just using the size of operator for the a variable. So at that time, what will be happen, we will get the values size of our variable. Okay, so size of a, so I'm just taking size of a, and then I have to print it the value for the size of a. Okay, so what will be print there, we will get the 4. Okay, so let's compile and then run our source codes. So what will be happen, we can see. So first of all, we are getting the size of is 4. Okay, so this is the funda about the function, that what is the meaning of the function here. Okay, so basic thing is the here, that what is the size of function. This one is going to calling the size of function. Okay, and after that, I want to say you that all these things are inside this header file. So how can I say that this one is going to inside this header file, and this one, I want to say you that here all these functions have to declared only, and only declaration is here, and all these things, all functions, all libraries functions defined here. Okay, so in this, with the help of this header file in this file, all these libraries functions have to define that how all these things must have to work. Okay, when we are going to using in our program. So that's the meaning here. So how can I say that all these things is here? Okay, so let's comment line we are going to use here for the do that. Okay, so we will get, okay, no problem. So what's happening here, we can see that we are not getting here errors. So I am just taking another project. So let's, I'm just creating the different project, and I'm just going to show you something. So I am just here also comment line, and also here. So here we can see that we are just getting the error, that is the quote was not declared in this scope. So here we have the libraries functions. This one is a library function. Okay, and as same as here, we have to, as you know that why it is not giving here errors, because the main reason is here that we have to compile our source code. Okay, and then after that we are going to command line use. Okay, so this there one is going to include already, have to include all these header files already in this file. But if you want to create a different files for the C program, so I hope that you have I want to show you all these things with clarity. So I want to show that. So I am just creating project. So and then next, and sorry for that, I am want to uh, okay, so before that I want to take the C. Okay, yes, so finish. So here we can see that here we have the one main.c file, and here we have the two different header files. So I am just going to use that. So this one is going to, oh my god, why is it not giving the something errors here? No problem. So okay, so we can see that this one is going to say that declaration, implicit declaration of functions printf. Okay, no problem. I am just going to use the size of and then integer I am just taking here, and then what will be happen, no any warning statements with no effect. I'm just taking one variable that is int x equal to, and then what will be happen, I think that one I have to include all these things also by default. So I want to say you something, that whatever function is we are going to using, okay, so all these functions have to declared in these header files. That is I want to say you that in this header file all these functions will be declared, and all these header files, all these functions will be uh, all these functions will be defined in this header file. I want to say you that please do this please do this in your computer system, okay, in your code blocks id, that what's happening, because I think that our compiler have to include all these header files, all these both header files in our system, because of the we have to include again and again. So that's the main reason I think, okay, so you must have to do that. And after that I want to say you something, that in this header file all these things have to the defined, okay. So what's happening here, so we can use any types of the size of function or any functions here. I want to again I want to show you something, that here we have to do that. So size of int I am just taking, then what will happen, again we are not getting any errors, but we are going to warnings, that statements with no effects, and we have to got it a lot of the warnings because of the, here we can also see that note include header file or provides, note include this header file or provide a declaration of printf. Okay, so this one is going to show you that why is these warnings is occurring, because of the notice is coming here, that you must have to include this, means our compiler have to already include by default, because we have to use again and again, we have to include again and again, okay. So that's the main reason. And after that I want to say something, that this one is going to say that you must have to use the must have to include the this header file, that is a io header file for this one, okay. So all these libraries function is also here, libraries function is also here, that is a size of function, okay. So all these functions is going to define in this header file. So what is the header file, this one is also same as a file, that one is containing all these header files, all these files, sorry for that one is also going to contains the all these functions, okay. Defining the function with the definition of the functions, okay, that how any means whenever any programmers and users will be works with this uh, function, at a time you must have to give the some a specific task, perform the some specific task, okay. So this is the funda about the libraries functions, okay. So when we will include this one, and then we can see that no any types of the warnings will be here, only one data statements with no effects, because of the main reason is that we have to not assign something values here. And then this one is going to show that you must have to also so I'm just going to printing that values. So we can also ignore that, but this one is a not funda of the writing the source codes, because this one is going to take the some spaces in memory and we are not going to use, so that's why this one is going to giving the some warnings, okay. So here we can see that if you have to include these header files, no any types of the warnings, but if you are going to if you will not include these header files, then we will get a lot of the errors, lot of the warnings, okay. Oh, sorry for that, here we must have to, first of all I must have to I'm just cut this and then compile. So here we can see that we are going to getting a lot of the warnings and all these things because of the implicit declarations of the functions. Means we have to not declare our function and all these things. Okay, so we have to also declare and also we have to define the function, and then we are going to use. So these functions are called the libraries functions. Libraries function, these functions are containing by the header files. These functions will be called the which functions is defined already in the libraries header files. These types of the function will be called the libraries functions. Okay, so for example, you can take the size of functions and the printf function or scanf function. All these functions will be there. Okay, so after the libraries function, we are moving to the next thing, that is the syntax of the function in a C. That what will be syntax for the C programming. Okay, so here we can see that for the syntax for the C, we have the three things, that is the function declaration and the function defining and the function calling. Okay, so syntax is, that what is the meaning of the syntax. Syntax means, you can also say that layout uh, for our logics. Okay, so here we have the syntax for the our declaration of the function. That is we have to return the first of the return type. This one is a function declaration. Okay, function declaration. And what is the what's happening here, we can see that first of all a return type. Okay, return type, and then name of function. Okay, and then what am I going to do, name of function and then parenthesis, that is a round bracket is here. So this is the funda about, and then semicolon. Okay, so this is the funda about the our uh, you can say that function declaration. That is a prototyping also, you can say, in the different language. Okay, and after that I want to say you that this one is a function defining. This is the meaning of the function defining. Function defining, and you know that how can we say that this one is going to function defining, because the curly braces here, these curly braces will be open and the close. Whenever we are going to use these curly braces, at that time we can say that we have to define our function in this block. Okay, so this is the meaning of the function defining, and here we can see that this blocks is not here. Okay, these curly braces is not here. So this is the meaning of the we can say that the declaration of the function. This one is the calling defining of the functions, and the third point is the calling the function. This is the meaning of the calling the function. Okay, yes, so I hope that you have the clarity that what is the meaning of all these things. So you can also ask me that at the time of the defining and at the time of the declaring, we must have to give the return type. But why we are not going to give the return type at the time of the calling? Because our compiler have to understand that what is the meaning of this, all these things, that which types of the return type is here, all these things have to got it by our compiler. So that's why this one is not going to think about that. Okay, so our compiler will come here and then say that here we have to call this function. That time, at that time, that one is going to searching there. So that's find here, that here we have the arithmetic types of the function we have to declare. So at that time, this one is coming here, and then this one is going to functions defining finding. Okay, find the definition finding definition of the function. Okay, so this one is going to finding this one, and then come to this block, and then all these things is going to perform and execute all these source codes. Okay, so this is the fun about the calling the functions and the declaration of the functions. Here with the declaration of the functions, and this one is a defining the functions. Okay, and this one is, as you know, that function call. Okay, function calling. So I hope that you have the clarity all these things in this program, whatever we've done in this program. Okay, so let's I hope that you have to enjoy this video. Whatever we have to learn something new, please comment out something that you have to learn. Okay, and you have to enjoy it, then give the some thumbs up. Okay, so and also you can subscribe for the membership in this with this channel. And let's bye, meet you again in the next video.